Hello students, welcome to the second part of the chapter adaptation in plants. Okay, so we talked about about terrestrial plants, isn't it? We have talked about the trees that grow in the cold regions, then trees on the warmer climate of the plains, and then trees on hot and wet plains. Now we will talk about the trees that grow on the deserts. What type of trees that grow on desert? Let's see now. See, plants on desert. So plants on desert, what are they? Mainly the features you see. As there is very little water, their plants therefore must adapt themselves to get whatever little water is available. What does it mean actually? It means that when there is very less rainfall, you all know that desert it is very sandy, okay? The soil is very sandy it is. And what happens there, rainfall is much less. So as rainfall is not there, very little amount of water the plants take it. And what they do, they should adapt in themselves only, in that water only. It is not like here the rainy season, it rains and all, but there it doesn't happen. Okay, mainly there is what plant is cactus, you all know, isn't it? Cactus is full of thorns, it has a very fleshy stem. Why fleshy? Because it will store the rainwater. It will store the rainwater from the roots. It will absorb the water and move it to the stem of the cactus. Same thing, the example of this mesquite bush. Can you see the second diagram? Mesquite bush is where what they do, they have roots very deep down, okay, almost about 30 meters underground, and they will soak the water from there and to leave there. So these two types of plants we can see commonly in the desert, okay, and their stems, they soak the water like a sponge, sponge, they soak immediately the water, it acts in that way. Okay, now we'll talk about the plants on the marshy lands. Now marshy place, what happens? In marshy place, always remember there is some clay soil. Clay soil is what? Clay soil contains always a lot of amount of water. So this lot of amount of water will what happen? It will not give air to pass through. And so the mangrove trees, these trees, can you see the roots in the upper level of the water? So these mangrove trees cannot get the air in there, and so they come up. They have some breathing roots that grow above the soil. So in mangrove trees, what happens? The roots are above the soil also, under the ground of the soil also. So under the ground of the soil, they will attach the plant with the soil, and the upper, whatever the roots are there, they will take the air from there. Okay, because for clay soil, they can't get the air directly from the soil. The plants need air, isn't it? Plants need air to survive. So these are the plants on different types of plains. Now we'll talk about that grow in water. So what happens? See here. When a number of plants will grow in water, they are called the aquatic plants. So there are three types. One will float on water, one will be fixed, and one will be live underwater. So three types aquatic plants we will get. Okay, aquatic plants are what? Those grow in the water too. Okay, one will float on the water. Just it will be float. No roots will be attached to the level, means river bed. Number two, they will be fixed to the river bed, means to the soil of the river or the pond or anything. And some will be live under the water. Some plants will be live under the water. So let's see the example. So beautiful pictures. Okay, let's see here. So what is here? Floating plants. So floating plants are what? They are very light. Okay, and they have all the solen and spongy bodies. Very soft and very light there. The first picture is about water hyacinth. Okay. Water hyacinth, and the second is the duckweed. These two plants, they remain only in the upper level, means floating level. They just float in the water. Okay. Next we'll talk about what? The fixed plants. Obviously we know about fixed plants. Okay. These are what? First is the lotus and second is the water lily. Water lily, lotus, water lily have many colors. Okay. This is pink, I have shown you all. White is also there. Okay, so these roots are fixed to the bed of the pond, And what they will do, they have long hollow stems and which are very light and broad leaves, and they will float on the surface of the water. Okay, so these are the fixed plants. Next we'll talk about the underwater. See the underwater plants here. Okay, so underwater plants have what? Very narrow leaves, and they have no stomata at all, because no need stomata. Stomata is needed to what? Stomata is needed that sunlight will pass through, air will pass through, but here how air will pass through in there? So no stomata is there in here, but they breathe there from their body surface. Only from body surface they will breathe. They are what? The first one is the pondweed, and the second picture is of the tape grass. Okay, so these are the plants grow in water. Okay, see, our nature is so beautiful, isn't it? In plains also different type of plants, in water also different types of plants. Now the main thing, how the plants will survive. Okay, let's see now how the plants will get food to survive. Okay, so green plants make their own food. We all know this, isn't it? If they will not make their own food, we will not get the food from them, isn't it? Now say plants, some plants do not have green chlorophyll required to make food. Those are fungi. Now we know about green plants. Green plants, what they do? They will make their food. But some doesn't make their food. They are so lazy, they will not make. No, we will not make their food. So they will do what? They also have to survive. They will do on dead plants or animals. They will grow on other plants, on dead animals or plants, on all the stale food. What do you mean by stale food? Means the damage, all bacteria, virus are there in the food. Okay, from there it grows. We'll talk about this examples you will get. Okay, beautiful pictures you will see here about the stale food and the plants growing there. Okay, and they get their food from there, means they need something, so they will grow there. Okay, so now let's see the pictures. See, the first diagram is what you know. First is the mold, and it grows on the stale bread. You know, bread which is not eaten for many days, it is kept, so there some molds will be formed, and from that molds, these molds will grow from there. Okay, these are also small tiny plants we can't see from with our eyes. Okay, next, them is very small. In the bread only you can see some like yeast-like formation, greeny, bluish type formation. Those are the molds. Okay, and what we do? We throw that away, isn't it? We don't eat that bread. So second picture is of the mushroom. See, the first picture is the mushrooms are growing fully. Okay, they are so damp and decayed plants are there. And second picture is there given. All the dead things are there. On the dead things, these mushrooms, the puff mushrooms. These are second picture shown there, puff mushrooms. This puff mushrooms will be grown from there. Okay, clear students? Now we'll talk about another some plants. Those are the insectivorous plants. So what are the insectivorous plants? These plants live on animals as food. What they will do? These plants are so naughty, so lazy, they will not make their food. Though they will look like a plant, they will not make their food. What they will do? They will eat the insects. Our insects they will eat. Small animals they will eat. Okay, and it is very able to survive in the poor soil by catching the insects and absorbing their soft parts. And what are they now? Let's see them one by one. Okay, we'll talk about them. See here. First is the Venus flytrap. Okay, it is the first two pictures I have shown you, the Venus flytrap. When it will be like very pinkish maroon type inside or reddish inside, it will be open. As soon as any fly or any insect will come near it, it will fly trap. No, it is known as fly trap. Why Venus? Like a V shape, isn't it? So fly trap means it will trap them. It will eat up. Slowly it will eat up. Whole insect, the soft parts of the insect, it will eat up. Okay. Then the next one is a pitcher plant. See, it looks like what? Like some vase, isn't it? Flower vase, isn't it? But there one small butterfly is going, oh so sad, what will happen to this butterfly now? This pitcher plant have one lead, isn't it? Can you see one lead in the upper portion? It will, when as soon as the insect will go there, then the lid will be closed there, and so what will happen? The pitcher plant will eat that butterfly. So sad, isn't it? What to do now? Okay, now we'll talk about this. All finished, how they have survived, whatever they have done, but they have survived. Now we have to talk how they will protect themselves. So how they will protect themselves? Spines will be there to protect the plants from animals, and many plants have poisons in them. What will happen? As soon as we will touch them, it will start itching. Our skin will touch itching, so animals are away from them. And some plants will not freeze. They will not freeze in the snow, and they will produce a liquid to prevent them from the freezing. So let's see the pictures. Beautiful pictures we will see. See here. Wow, see, cactus, the first example, cactus. See, cactus have many spines in there, thorns and spines, so we can't go near it. Below the cactus there is a rose. We know rose have thorns. It is so beautiful, but it is covered with thorns, so that any animals or we can't pluck it, but we pluck it, isn't it? Just don't hurt the flower at least. Now, the below one, I'm not talking about the right hand side, the left hand side I'm talking, okay students? The below plant is what you know. It grows in the cold regions and it will not freeze, because what they will do, it will produce one liquid. And what is this plant? This is known as frost. Okay, this plant is known as frost. Now on the right side we'll talk. The right side, this plant is a poison ivy. So see how it is started there itching, means so many pimples are there, isn't it, in the skin? So it is very poisonous. Don't go near this plant. Okay, so almost this chapter is finished. Now let's talk what we have already talked here. See, points what to remember here. Plants and animals adapt themselves to their surroundings. Terrestrial plants adapt themselves to conditions in which they grow. Aquatic plants have body parts that help them to float or to stay underwater. Some plants get their food from other plants and animals. And plants protect themselves in different ways. So this video, this chapter is finished. Thank you. If you have studied with me till here, thank you very much, and hope you have understand it. If you have liked the video, share it with your friends. It will be a motivation for me. Share it with your friends, and please like the video. I will be overwhelmed to see that you all have seen the video and you have studied the chapter. So thank you very much. Rest. Next we will talk about another chapter on another video. Okay, till then, thank you. Bye bye.